Hey guys, Beef Tips here. Just wanted to jump on here and do a quick video. For a lot of you, you've been asking me. I get a lot of responses on Twitter to cards that I post on. For instance, who is ASTG, or why do I use ASTG? Just wanted to give you guys a quick, brief little overview of ASTG. Why they're one of my favorites in the business to use as a grading company. Not because they're inexpensive, not because they're fast, which they are both of those, but the reasoning why I use them. I see it, or I hear a lot of, or I see a lot of on Twitter, you guys saying, sent this to PSA, hoped it was a 10, came back a 9. But a lot of the times, you can hold a 9 and a 10 up and can't really tell the difference between the two, or you don't have reasoning behind why you got a 9 as opposed to getting a 10. ASTG is one of these companies that can actually give you the reasoning behind why you scored a 9 instead of a 10, or an 8 instead of a 9. So just want to I'm going to jump over here real quick. I've got a couple cards that I want to show you guys. First thing I'm going to do though is I'm going to jump to ASTG's website real quick. ASTGcards.com. They are a company based out of Cleveland, Tennessee, which happens to also be my hometown. So here's their website. You can click on grading standards. If you click on grading standards, that will tell you all the different grades that they give. They do work on an 11-point scale. I know some of you guys are like, 11-point scale, what is that? I do have, out of all the cards that they have graded, they have, I believe at this point, 4 11s. I have one of the 11s. So this will give you an idea about, you can read on the screen, basically, great card. A 10 with almost perfect centering would be an 11. Scrolling on down, you can see what a 10 would be. A little difference on the centering. Keep going, you can see what a 9 would be. Points on their scale and whatnot. So let me jump over here real quick. Just to show you guys, like I said, I do have one of the 11s here. A good look at that. An Otani green foil board. But the reason I can tell you that's an 11 is we'll pop back over here to their website. Go to Pop Reports. I'm going to come down here and put in my certification number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. 5063. I think I put in enough zeros on there to. Okay. So here you can see where it pops up. That's my card. Click on it. On the Pop Report, it gives you a picture of the card at the bottom. There's a picture of the card. You can see that my centering, 50-50, 51-49, 50-50, and 51-49. That is why that card is an 11 with ASTG. Would be a 10 elsewhere. But just a good card centered. Also, you can see the grid on their website. I'll show you what this grid is for here in just a second. But that's just an example of what their website looks like as far as I also have, I have multiple 10s. Here's a 10 from ASTG. You want to see the difference in the 10 and the 11. Go back over here. My centering on my 11 was almost perfect. We'll go over here, type in so. Here's my card. That's a 10. Clicking on it, you can see my front, left to right centering was great. Top to bottom, same top, left to right on the back. My centering top to bottom on the back, 54.46. Kicked me from an 11 down to a 10. Still gem mint, no issues found on the card itself. Corners, edges, surface. So that gives you a good idea. Now, I'm going to jump back here real quick. I will show you. Here's a short print from Topps 22 Topps Series 2 this year. Got a 9 on this card. See if it'll focus in on the card a little bit. Just to give you an idea of what's going on with this card, we will jump back to the website. And we will put in our pop report. 5062. There's our card, 2022 Topps 390 Joe Ryan short print image variation. Click on that card. Centering at 55, 45. No issues on the corners. So again, the reason this one got a 9, my centering, if you pop back into the grading standards, my centering was outside of a 10 for grading standards. Again, no issues on the corners, no issues on the edges, no issues on the surface. Just a centering issue, kicked this one to a 9. Pop back over here real quick. And I have a couple, I've got an 8. This is an old one, a 79 Nolan Ryan. This one got an 8. And I'll show you this time what that grid does for us when we're looking at those. So we'll pop back into pop reports. Certification number 5650. And there's our card, 79 Topps Nolan Ryan. Centering was great on the front, side to side. On the back, not so much. But here's where the grid comes in. So the corners on the front of my card were dinged 01 and 08. Well, if you want to know what 01 and 08 are, you can scroll down here and you can see right here on the front of my card, 01. So it's going to be the front left corner and the front right corner are both dinged. And if you pull up the card and look at the card closely, you can see those dings. Again, you've got a print defect. You got ink spots on the surface in these different places. So F2 and F3 gives you one. There's one at F5. Looking at the card itself, when you pair that card up with that grid, you can see where those print spots are. They're on the back. On A8, there is a mark on the back up at the top. So you can see that kind of in the picture right in here. There's a black mark right there on the top. See that mark right there at the tip of the arrow? That is the mark that it's talking about. And there's an indentation on the back at 01, which is at the very bottom. So down here, there's an indentation. So that gives you an idea of why this card scored or graded an 8. Flip back over here to the card itself. So there's a reason that card scored an 8. It could have been sent to PSA and scored an 8 at PSA, and you might have thought it scored a 9 or should have scored a 9. But I can tell you why mine scored an 8 over why it didn't score any higher than that. So that's just an idea. I do have a 7 here as well. Here's an Acuna from Donruss Optic from 2021. We'll just to give you an idea too, we'll plug this one in just to let you see it, see what the pop report looks like. But for me, the main reason that I like ASTG over the others is that I can tell you what's wrong with my card. And as a seller, if I'm going to turn around and sell this card, I can also tell you as the buyer what may be wrong with the card, what you need to look for as a seller with the card. You can also pull it up. There are, I will show you this as well in just a second. There are QR codes on the back that will take you straight to the card itself. Here's that Acuna. I've got a print line on this one on the back from C1 to 2. So down right in here, there's a print line. E1 through 8 on the back. So right down here, pretty much all the way across the card, there's a print line. N1 and N2. Right down here on the back, right around here, there are a couple print lines. The corners on the back. So I've got a ding at 08 corner on my back. So my bottom right corner on the back is ding. No issues on my front. Centering was fairly decent, but due to the print lines, this one scored a 7. Give you a look at the back of the card. There are the QR codes. You can scan those QR codes, take you straight to the pop report on their website. But again, just a quick little update, quick little introduction to ASTG, quick little reason as to why I use ASTG, why I like ASTG. And as a seller, I can turn around and better inform you as a buyer as to why this card did not grade higher than you may think it would have, or I may think it would have. So if you have any questions, hit me up. My Twitter handle right there, at beeftips_16. Send me a direct message on Twitter. Hit me up. Let me know what you think. I'll post a link to this video so you guys can get an introduction, and be on the lookout for Beef Tips break number 2 coming out soon. So appreciate you guys. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to y'all soon.